Piece 8 of your National Park Keynote slideshow is all about finding a carnivore that lives in your park. Remember that a carnivore is an animal that only eats meat. So, here's how you can find that answer. I went back to the nps.gov website and I found my national park, White Sands. Now watch what I do. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom of my White Sands page. And right here under the word tools, you will see the words Site Index. This is kind of like the table of contents to finding things. When I click on Site Index, it's going to give me everything that's listed for White Sands. I'm going to scroll down until I find all about nature. And under nature are lists of animals, fish and birds and amphibians, mammals that live in the park. So as I look through the list here, you might know some that you might think are carnivores. You might not know what they eat. So I'm going to click on birds and see if there's any birds that I know in this list that are carnivores, that are meat eaters. So when I click on birds, I can go through the list until I see an owl. Now, I think burrowing owls are pretty interesting animals. And so when I look at the burrowing owl, I know that it lives in White Sands National Park. Underneath the burrowing owl's name, you will see the scientific name. It's that weird looking name. It's a Latin name, which means the burrowing owl. If you're not sure what an animal eats, here's what you do. You can open up another page, and at the top, you can type in your animal's name and then the word diet. So I typed in burrowing owl diet, and it will give me a box that tells me what they eat. And you can see that it eats moles and mice and insects and grasshoppers and beetles and birds and amphibian and reptiles. Nowhere in there does it say plants. So I know that this bird is a carnivore. If you need to look up the scientific name, you can always just go to Google again and type in scientific name of the carnivore that you choose. So if I've chosen to use the burrowing owl, I've got its scientific name and I find a picture of it. Now I'm ready to go back to my slideshow. On the slideshow, you need three things. You need, number one, a picture of your carnivore. Number two, you need the name of this carnivore. Number three, you need the scientific name of your carnivore. Also on this page, I need to write the word carnivore someplace so that I know this is my carnivore page. Now what I did a little different on this is I made it look like my animals were talking. To do that, I clicked on the plus and I went to the shapes. And here you can find bubbles. And so the bubble comes out like this, and it's always in blue, but you can go up to the paintbrush and underneath fill, you can change the color that you want your bubble to be. And once you have that color that you want, if you double click in it, it will start writing a text for you. So I'm going to type in on this, like my owl is talking, we are carnivores. And maybe put an exclamation point on there. And when that happens, it means my bubble needs to be a little bit bigger than what it is. So I'm going to click on my bubble there, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. I spread it out a little bit, and I move it back. Now, the line going down from the bubble should look like it's pointing to a mouth that's talking. So I'm going to grab that little dot there and I'm going to move it to which owl I want it to be talking. So you can change it on there like that. Remember, when you get your words, you can change the font and the size and the color by going to that paintbrush again and maybe change it to a different font. Let's go to this one. How about, I think I did Rockwell for most of them, and I'm going to change the color to brown because that's what I did for the other ones also. So I changed my color, and now I might make it just a little bit bigger on here so that it's easy to read. And then you have your carnivores, burrowing owls, the scientific name. You add your animations, your transitions to it. Let's add a build in. I think I'll just have it fly in. And I'm ready to view my slide now, so I'm going to press that. There's my picture. There's the name of my carnivore. We are burrowing owls. There's the scientific name. And there is what they are. They are carnivores. And then you will be done with slide 8.